Alright, welcome back. So in the last video, we just made our basic template to create our value scale exercise. And we have some notes on the bottom, some notes on the top. Now we're going to begin shading. So in box number 1, we aren't going to shade that at all. We're just going to leave it light, white, I mean. So when we begin shading box square number 2, we're going to start off with a 4H pencil, and it says 4H down here. We're going to very, very, very lightly, and whatever direction you shade in, shade just in one direction really lightly. So I'm going to take my 4H pencil, and for me, I'm just going to start in the diagonal, and I'm shading as light as I possibly can. If you notice, I am holding this super far away, so my hand is at the very edge of my pencil, and the reason being is that's how I'm going to get nice light shading. If you notice, I am shading with the side of my pencil, and I'm shading super close, kind of like how a printer prints back and forth. I am shading just like that, and you can see that there's very, very minimal shading going on. I'm going to stick in one direction, and because I'm shading super light, it is okay to go over your lines because you can erase those later. So if you notice, when you are shading with your 4H pencil, it sounds really scratchy compared to an HB pencil or an ebony pencil. And if I were to blindfold you, you should know how a 4H, a HB, and an ebony feel. But a 4H is kind of a dead giveaway that it's a little scratchy, a little harder to get a good blend in. So now that I have one layer just kind of going diagonally, we're going to blend this out by going in the opposite direction with the same amount of pressure. So again, light pressure, shade really close together with the side of your pencil. I'm holding my pencil at the end kind of far away, and I'm shading with the side of my pencil. Again, it's okay to go outside the lines to get those nice smooth gradients. And you can start from one corner and work your way to the other. But the more light layers you put, and the closer you put them, the better your shading is going to appear. So we're just gonna keep on going. Because you're watching a video, you can pause this video at any time. I'm working probably a lot faster than you because I've had a little more practice. So I did one direction and then I did the other direction. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shade up and down. And I'm just gonna make sure that I go past the lines. I don't want there to be any white space toward the edges. So you can kind of hear my 4H pencils a little bit on the loud side. So I'm back and forth really close together, just like a printer. I'm not using any pressure whatsoever. And then the last one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go left and right. But when I shade left and right, that's really awkward and it doesn't look very good when you try to shade left and right. The trick is you want to rotate your paper. You just want to shade up and down because you have better leverage and you can shade better that way. And I'm just going to go in this direction. I'm not using any pressure. I'm just going back and forth, and I can go over my lines because I'm still shading really lightly. And my goal is I want to look at box number 1 compared to box number 2, and I want to see a visible difference. Now obviously because I'm teaching through video here, you won't be able to see the subtle difference. So I would make sure that you look at the examples in class. So if I look at box 1 and box 2, there's a small difference. So I'm pretty much done with box 2. I do want to clean this up before I move on to box 3. So I'm just going to take an eraser. The tip of the eraser faces the edge, and I'm rotating it. And the reason you want the tip of the eraser to face the edge is so that you can get nice, clean lines. And sometimes what helps is you can simply sit down a piece of paper or a sticky note. And if you're really bad at erasing in the lines, you can just sit one down and erase it so you get a nice, clean edge there. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate that back around. If I look at box number 2, it's nice and even. I didn't use any pressure. I just built up 4 different layers of 4H pencil. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will see you in the next video.